Hi everyone and welcome to the Icehouse podcast. It's great to have Carey Penn here today from Electrical and Automation Solutions. And Carey has just finished Owner Manager program, which is our flagship program at the Icehouse. So looking forward to talking to you, Carey, about your experience. Thanks for jumping on.
Oh, thanks.
No worries. So we're going to get straight into the first question, and that is explain your business to our listeners and your journey of becoming a business owner.
Yeah, cool. So, yes, I'm Carey from Electrical and Automation Solutions. We're specialist industrial electrical contractors. So we do full turnkey projects from all sorts of industrial customers, electrical control systems, automation, instrumentation, variable speed drives, and preventative maintenance. And we also carry out thermal imaging surveys and recently just branched out to EV chargers. So that's pretty cool. We're based in the Waikato. Large portion of our work comes from the dairy industry. We do a lot of work for Fonterra and Tatua and open country dairy. When I set up EAS, my plan was actually to work 30 hours a week and have a cruisy life and spend more time with the family. Well, you could say that things didn't quite go to plan because, my first job, I was just flat out and things were just carnage, So, but it was good. I did some shift covers to start off with, and the business just organically grew and just sort of went from doing 30 hours a week to like 60 hours really quickly. So took on a few more staff. So now we've got 8 people on staff now. We've got 3 contractors and we've got 2 staff members joining us next week, actually 2 new people. So that's pretty cool. Our workload continues to grow just organically, like repeat word of mouth sort of growth. Like we're sort of just starting to get into the marketing phase at the moment. And for me, joining the Icehouse program was about just really developing myself as a leader, creating a long-term strategy and really getting back to my core purpose, which was actually having time off my family and getting flexibility. Yeah, so that's where I'm.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. You said right at the start that you started the business so that you could sort of be in control of those hours and have more time for your family. And now you've gone back to your core of why you started it and your why and tried to find a way to do that, which is really cool. And Icehouse has supported that, obviously. Very technical business, it sounds like, covering quite a lot of different things as well. So well done for starting it and for keeping at it. Next question is, when did you first hear of the Icehouse and the Owner Manager program?
Yep. So a friend of mine, James, at JT Plumbing in Tauranga, him and I do a little bit of mountain biking together. So we're biking along through the forest. He was telling me about one of his managers, operations managers was going on the course. And so it just sounded like the logical next step for me. Just sounded like it really sort of struck a chord, and I was like, yeah, that's me. Then I went through, had a catch up with the people from Marcy from the Icehouse, and we discussed about potential grants and how it would work and timeframes. And then I caught up with Craig at Te Waka. That's the Waikato Regional Economic Development Agency. And he asked me about the business, where I wanted to take it, how I wanted to do it. And and he just sort of really helped me along the way to get some financial assistance, which was really, really good.
That's cool. And it sounds like there's quite a few touch points before you made that decision that you should actually jump on the Owner Manager program, which is cool that a few people recommended it.
Yeah.
You've mentioned little bits of it, but sum up your Owner Manager program experience.
I've just met lots of new people, and that's opened up to so many networking opportunities. I've got access to just some awesome people, and they're just next level sort of people. Like I've had people around me explaining stuff about business, but these people are just really next level, and they really want to help out, which is really cool. Like it doesn't matter what section of the business that you're working on, there's just people to reach out and connect with and talk about, which is really, really cool. And a funny thing I had was when I was on the course, it was a real light bulb moment for me. So Chris, one of the presenters, she was holding up a candle and she was asking me to describe what we saw. So we'd been split into 2 groups. They were sort of introverted and extroverted people, and we asked to describe her holding up a candle. And so for me, being a practical sort of person, it was all about flame and heat and those sort of things, whereas some of the introverts and some of the creative people were all like warmth and spiritual, and I was just like, I just couldn't believe that somebody could describe a candle being warmth and spiritual, and that was sort of just a real light bulb. Like the way I speak to people interpret everything differently. So that was that was really, really cool.
No, that's awesome. And yeah, so funny that everyone has so many different perspectives on things, and it really changes how we communicate to people, because we're like, well, you might not actually be seeing this the same as I'm seeing it. So that's cool. It's one of the content inside the program, and cool to hear that it's all about the people, the network, the community that you get, that you can bounce ideas off. So awesome. That's really cool. From that, what changes did you implement into your business and your lifestyle since doing the Owner Manager program?
Yep, so I've made lots of changes, and they're still just rolling through now, but
cool.
I've changed how my day looks. So I've moved all the important tasks to the morning. So when my head's clear and I'm really in the groove, and I've moved my meetings to the afternoon where we can sort of sit down and talk. I've reset my routine, getting up in the morning and doing exercise, which is really, really good. It's just got the blood flowing and changed how the whole morning starts, which is really
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
We've restructured all our meetings, so we've got more targeted and structured meetings. They're more effective, and I feel like we've really turned a corner on those. And we're working really hard on our values and purpose at the moment. So I've just finished a meeting today, actually, with our beliefs, and I think we're really bringing the whole team along on that, which is really cool.
Great.
We've got a clear focus of where we want to take the business, so that's really cool.
Great. That's so a lot of implementing, which is really cool to hear, because you've actually just finished up on program. So it's cool to hear that you're sort of getting straight into it.
Yeah.
And some lifestyle side of things, the exercise, the morning routine, actually implementing not just on the business, but on you as well. So good to hear. Good to hear. What is currently your biggest challenge? A big question, but yeah, love to hear.
Yeah, so the biggest challenge for me at the moment is we're heavily in the dairy industry, so we're really heavily reliant on the big dairy players. So what we're trying to do is break into new customers at the moment. So we're trying to break into the kiwi fruit industry at the moment. So that's really good, and the Icehouse has helped out with that, because it's opened up sort of doors to people that are already in the industry that I can connect with, which is really awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. Again, community just having your back, even in projects that come years after as well, which we'll probably find, which is really cool. Awesome. What learnings, if any, did you take from others in your group? Obviously, we've talked a lot about how the people are a massive part of it. Were there any learnings that you learned from other people you meet along the way?
Yeah, so we've all there's 25 in our group, and we've all got ranging businesses. Some are like hundreds of $1,000 businesses, and some are like hundreds of millions, you know what I mean? And we all facing similar problems. So something I took out of it, would sit around in a group and would talk about some of the problems, and it didn't really matter the size of the business, but yeah, we were all going through the same stuff.
Yeah.
And really just about how much everybody wants to help out, like I said, being as owner manager, things sometimes are quite lonely.
Yeah.
And reaching out to other owner managers is just awesome, because people are more than happy to share their learnings or help out. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great. That's really cool. So many people say that in podcasts, actually, that you're there on your first day, you're nervous, you're going, how do these people even relate to me or my industry? And then you're talking to an accountant, and you're going, hold on, you have the same problems that I do, and we're in completely different industries, as one example. So I love that answer. Great. 2020, it was a massive year. What's one thing that 2020 taught you that you're taking into 2021, or you have taken?
For me, it's being prepared. So being prepared for the what if. So having cash in the bank, having reserves sitting there. The importance of creating loyal customers, because I've had customers that said to me, that ring me up and going, hey, how you doing? Are you doing okay? And that's in my mind, that's just an really awesome customer.
Wow. Yeah.
And just making sure you're knowing your numbers, so you can make the right call and step in the right direction. and having the right people on the bus, like some of the guys on the bus on our team really just stepped up and got into the next gear, you know. So that's awesome. That's some really good stuff to come out of this year.
Yeah, it's funny how a year that we thought, well, you know, it was the year that was. It was a crazy year. There actually have been some really positives that have come out of it and sort of taken businesses to the next step as well as hard things. But good to put a positive swing on 2020.
Yeah.
Great. On that note, and lots of amazing answers here, Carey, but on this note, what is one piece of advice you would tell an owner-manager of a small, medium-sized business in New Zealand at the moment?
One of the things was, one of the Sven told me on the program was, you need to rest to go fast. And that really resonated with me, because you can't just keep going fast, you'll just blow out. So I'm really trying to focus on that at the moment. And just focusing on having the right people on the bus, and really make sure you look after them and take care of them, and enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. Don't just look at the destination, enjoy the whole journey, and make sure you look back from time to time, and, you know, take time to stop, look back and see how far you've come, and really celebrate your success with the team, because that just really empowers everybody and helps everybody just move forward in the right direction.
Yeah, that's gold. That's awesome. You can definitely tell you're passionate about what you do and your people, which is really cool, and the culture, even how you've implemented the sort of culture and beliefs into your business so quickly from owner manager program speaks volumes. So thank you so much for talking to us today about your experience. Really appreciated it.
Cool. No, thanks a lot.